All right. This is episode 8 of the Nuff Said podcast. My name is Adam Dickens, and this is Trey, the Trigger Trey Adams, best co-host on the planet. Trey, how are you?
Oh, trying to stay alive. Trying to stay alive. You?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, being an adult is hard, man. I miss being a kid. I'm tired of these damn bills. I'm tired of these damn responsibilities, man. I'm done with this shit. Uh,
Ah,
but that's
ain't
why we
nothing a
do the
beer can't
pot.
fix.
What'd you say?
Ain't nothing a beer can't fix.
I feel it. I feel it. Uh, but that's why we do the podcast to kind of escape from all that and to give you guys some entertainment. So let's get this thing started. First, I would like to thank Sonorous Wave for doing our intro song for the beginning. If you're watching the YouTube video, amazing music collective. Make sure you hit their email if you want to hit them up and for an event. They're amazing again. Great people over there at Sonorous Wave. With that being said, again, this is episode 8. We're really committed to this. 2 months going in. Again, for our social media, make sure you hit that up, guys. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, everything. Make sure you give us a follow. We try to pack as much content in 1 week as we can. And yeah, Trey, you want to say anything about social media?
Continue to follow. Continue to comment as much as possible. We'll respond as we see needed or fit. But again, do appreciate y'all with that, and just continue to support and spread the news. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With that being said, I'm gonna kind of let you take the lead as far as the ESPYS because I didn't watch necessarily. I kept up with it, like certain parts. But for the most part, like I don't watch the ESPYS. Like I stopped
I
watching the
literally,
BET Awards when I was like in middle school, cause like I like when the last award show I watched was Chris Brown doing the fucking moonwalk for his Michael
I'm
Jackson tribute.
weak. I'm
That was
weak.
that was the last one I watched.
So in regards to the SBs, man, I watched that thing on my phone on my bed. I ain't even gonna hold you. And
I'm
again,
surprised
just
you watched it.
I really, it was 20 minutes in. I didn't even see the whole part about LeBron until the following morning. And just got like the recaps and stuff. Um,
How
but
did
again, just
Question? How did you feel about Pat McAfee doing the hosting?
he did a good job, and I never doubted his ability to like host anything. I mean, we saw that from his show, from his podcast. I mean, and people respond to him in a sense of like again the players that he has on his shows. Um, he has the credentials to actually like people respect him. So again, I think he did good for the that hosting that. He did a good job. I ain't gonna hold you. He did.
Yeah, I watched like a 5 minute clip from the start, and it really seemed like he was he wasn't as formal as previous hosts, and I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And I think the audience even responded better to it, where they're like, "Oh, it's not the same Chris Rock or Kevin Hart type stuff." It was very like it wasn't just about the jokes, but like he actually respects the world of sports, and I think that
Mhm.
but he's still willing to make a joke. Like when he made the Damar Hamlin Skip Bayless joke. I don't know if you heard that, but that was hilarious. Like that's a
Okay.
subject that most people wouldn't touch,
Hmm.
and he still put his respects out to Damar Hamlin, but like he still made a very serious situation still kind of funny.
Got you. Nah, I didn't even hear that. So now I got something to go look up
That's
after.
like the only part I watched.
Well, the part was there. I did again the part I wanted to pretty much address was just the whole again team of the year was the Chiefs. We kind of saw that because there wasn't really no other team that was like great this year or stood out in a way. Um, and then the whole LeBron situation. If you haven't noticed, or if you're not aware, LeBron freaking said on there that he's not retiring, and we had the little speculation that he would and all that. We knew he wasn't retiring.
I,
Um,
I had to turn my head around because my man won record breaking performance of the year. Brian, just show it out. Trey is tired of my shit, bro. Trey is tired of
it
my
is a
shit.
significant thing. It is a significant situation what he did, his record. I mean, most points ever. We never thought I would see somebody break that shit with Kareem's record. So for him to do it, it was well deserved. It was well deserved. So he has my respect. He has my respect.
The only thing that could have made that moment better when Kareem did his little moment for LeBron was if Bron just came out and like tomahawk dunked on fucking Kareem, bro. That shit would have made that whole moment so much better, bro. But no, we gotta be all formal and congratulations and all this other stuff, man. I would have loved to see him just LeBron just tomahawk the shit out of Kareem, old ass. You can tell he didn't want. You can tell Kareem did not want to like celebrate LeBron like at all.
Of course
like,
he did.
Bro didn't want to be
no.
there. He'd rather be in his house.
Oh no, of course he didn't. Would you? Yeah, your shit was up there for how long, and you bust your ass to get to that point, and you didn't think you would be alive to see somebody break your record, and it was just like, yeah. Now you're number 2. It's only a matter of time for somebody tries to break that one.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I respect the game like that. I just I understand I did what I did, and then my time's over with. But like Kareem's always been fucking hard headed like that, man. Like I ain't tripping on it. Like he's always been like that. But yeah. Anything else from the ESPYs?
Not like I said, not really. I ain't really watched much of it. Like I said, it was just the awards of it. Caitlin Clark, you still a bomb. She a beast.
Hey, I love. Speaking of women's basketball, man. If you love Caitlin Clark, I love Haley Van Lathan or whatever. Oh my god, man, she is amazing.
I ain't gonna hold you. She is bad. I like her. I've been stalking her recently. She is bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
What's her full name? Haley Van Lathan?
Yeah, it's some shit like that. I don't even know. I don't know.
Hold on, let me look that up because I'm about to make a little monologue real quick. Hold on. Haley.
She is bad. She was bad at the ESPY. She looked good. I was just like, oh my.
Lith? Okay, Haley Van Lith. Okay, if you are watching this, okay, I feel like you're. I can't say what I want to say, man. I feel like every time I look at you, my head is in the skies. Okay, your eyes make me feel like I'm in heaven. Okay, you are. I love your personality, everything about you. I'm no simp, so I'm about to end this, But if you are watching this, I'm married, but still give me a chance, okay? You can be a glorified side chick, and I'm totally fine with it, okay? But I'm sure you're making plenty of money with LSU, And, if you want to hit up a threesome with Angela Reese or Angel Reese, I'm all good with that, too. That's fine. She kind of looked like the sloth from Ice Age, but that's totally fine. I think we have good chemistry together, and we can make something work. So have your people reach out to my people, and we can make this happen. Again, I'm totally in love with you and your personality, your looks, just everything. Just like I said, give me a chance so we can make things work. Okay? There we go.
He said all that. I just want to play some loving basketball. We could have a 1-on-1. You feel me? Game 5.
Back that ass up in the paint, son.
You could go straight to the post, and I promise you I won't move. I promise you I won't.
Bro, I'll stay in the post.
And you still gonna lose, but I'll let you go get your paint work.
Man, if only they could stay in college for 8 years instead of having to go to the WNBA. You know what I'm saying?
Again, they make more money outside of it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we're gonna have like kids that's been in college for like 6 years because they don't want to go to the WNBA. Like, it's wild. Haley, man, I love you. God. All right, go ahead, man. I'm tripping.
Moving on to the second topic of Summer League basketball, NBA. Where do I start with this? I'm going to like a little mini rant about why I feel like Summer League should not include second-year players and rookies that are top 15.
Yep.
I am very, very what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not pleased to freaking those players playing. I'm not. I think it's a waste of a roster spot. I think the that spot should be taken for somebody who actually needs it, who's trying to earn their spot in the on a team. And I think that those spots are being wasted when you're playing somebody you picked up a first round pick for, or somebody that played last year. For instance, Keegan Murray. I think that's a waste of minutes. I think that's somebody else's spot. They could be trying to earn time. Again, when you're playing in some league, it's not just for that team. It's an audition for the league. So I think when you have each team has two players that's pretty much made the team already, I think that's wasted time. So I think again, I understand the whole financial side behind it about why they need it for ratings. Obviously, it's on ESPN, so they need they need the attraction. I understand that, but realistically, again, some people do get hurt, as we saw with Scoot. Even though it wasn't a serious injury, we also saw that with the Thompson, Ahmed Thompson. We also saw that with him. He got injured, but he's good. You don't want that risk of those players getting injured for something that they just pretty much did during the draft combine. Like, they played against these people before. They're not playing NBA players. They're playing G leaguers and people they just played against in college. What's the actual point of playing them and risking their your season possibly because they could get seriously injured playing this shit and it's not even needed? I just think sometimes it could be wasteful, but again, I also understand the business side of it. And that's my little take on, I think some league, in my opinion, for certain players being the people that solidify spots, it is a waste of time. That's just my take.
No, I agree. I do agree with you. I mean, we clearly saw a difference between those second year players, even if those second year players didn't really make an impact in their rookie seasons or had rough seasons, like Jabari Smith torching people, or Keegan torching people. Those are, even though they didn't make an impact their rookie years, you can still clearly see the difference between just practicing with pros for 1 year and not. And again, those players showed out. I wouldn't say it's a waste, just because to me it's no different than like a joint practice for the NFL. You just want to see what your talent looks like going against other teams, because you're going to see them in practice against their own teammates.
Mm.
I think if anything, it should be kind of closed off to the media, and it shouldn't be like a televised event, just because that's when things get dangerous. I know they're trying to make money off of it, and I get it. But I truly think summer league should just be a closed-in, like, summer camp type of deal. They only play like 8 games anyway, right? Or 4 or 6 games, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 4 to 6, some shit like that. Yeah.
So I mean, essentially, it's a a little tournament. I think for anything, it should be closed in, like a summer camp type of deal. All coaches should kind of come together and just try to develop the talent as is. But yeah, I don't take summer league serious. Like, I don't, to be honest, who won MVP, or is it still going on or no?
Yeah, it's still going on. It's not over to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but I think it's still going on.
They only got like 1 or 2, but the major players get shut down, like Victor Wembanyama. Who else got shut down already? I think Jabari got shut down. I could be wrong. Amin got
what's
shut
the
down.
Charlotte? Yeah, Charlotte guy got shut down. What's the dude from Charlotte? The second pick.
Why am I blanking right now? I know. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Brandon Miller. He got shut down. Yeah, it's all the major ones are getting shut down. Of course, they, again, you said it yourself, it's about ratings. So if it was up to me, it'd be a closed summer camp, or like a kind of like Drew League or some shit like that, where you get some kind of TV content, but it's not a full televised damn event. You just get like a YouTube highlight, from it. And that's how it should be.
I get you. It's again, the fact of, for instance, that whole after Victor's first game when he shot bad, and you hear everybody coming for this guy. Oh my God, he's a bust. He's a bust. And it's just like, we're talking about summer league. We ain't talking about him playing against actual NBA players. We're talking about summer league, and because he didn't shoot efficient, he's a bust. And in the second game, he goes freaking off, and now they shut him down. And again, it was like, bro, he don't have to prove nothing to y'all. He went the number one pick for a damn reason. Screw everybody sitting there talking about again he gonna be a bust and uh he after Victor commented and said he didn't know what he was doing, it was just like, oh yeah, he's gonna be lost in the NBA. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. It's
What?
summer league.
Well, I will say the first game. I still I. It doesn't mean everything, but the first game he didn't just not shoot well. He got embarrassed by Kai Jones, which in your defense, it seems like Charlotte was out there trying to embarrass him. Like Kai Jones know what the fuck he was doing. Another second year player who was out there trying to embarrass a kid. I do put something into it though, as far as like he didn't respond very well to that. I usually like I want he. I know he's still a kid, but I want to see a little bit tougher aspect to it. I also think Brandon Miller locking his ass up was kind of impactful. I think that does mean something because again, it's the first and second round pick. It's almost like a scene in a movie, essentially. Like the Anthony Edwards, clip from what's that Adam Sandler movie that he was in?
Yeah,
it honestly feels like a movie when you got the first and second round pick. Again, that's for television, ratings, but I do think some of it means something. I would say one thing I noticed about Victor is something I didn't notice before in some of his tape from overseas was when he's like crossing over and he's in his bag. I feel like that he's not going to be able to. It's not going to be as successful unless he really works on it. Just because his arm width is just so crazy that his crossover is literally like fucking 7-foot crossover. And when you're playing in the NBA, there's not going to be that much room, to really do those moves, especially in tight spaces. And the defense closes in on you a little bit, and that's where I think he might struggle. But again, he has time to adjust, and he has time to. But those are just some things I noticed with him, and I do think that first game just means something. I hate when like we see something and we just think it means nothing. Like I don't think it's the end for him, but it's some pull from that. It's just like the second game. I don't think put a lot of it's not a lot of invested in that second game. I think he had a good second game. Like he was in his bag. He shot some impossible shots. He was defended good, and he still got some of those shots off. I think it's something. But I was bashing him in that first game just because it's fun. But it's
fun. It was a waste.
I tagged you in like 6 videos on Facebook of this man getting back down because we're trying to back somebody down.
Again, you're playing other people who had something to prove. They're hungry because they're all trying to get a 1 roster spot or 2 roster spots on a team. Like again, it has nothing to do with nothing. Let alone he ain't being coached by the actual Spurs coaching staff like Popovich and stuff right now. He's being coached, not even being coached. He's just pretty much throw a jersey on him and saying, go play basketball. And again, you're playing with Randy. There's no chemistry, none of that shit. Man, that shit don't mean shit.
Especially in that first game, they didn't really set him up for success. They really just told him go play one-on-one.
It's summer league. That's my point. It's summer league. What do you expect? They want somebody to come out there and just like I said show a KD bag because of just dribble shooting and shit. And it's just like no, that's not what the fuck you're about to get. But again, because he don't do that, don't mean people gotta come for the guy. He has no post game. All right, again, like because apparently all NBA centers fucking have a post defense, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Who was Yeah, I think we're on the same page. Who was there? A couple players that really impressed you in summer league? I mean, summer league, but
Again, my first one is a second-year player. Unfortunately, Kenny Lofton Jr. is a fucking dog. I think this guy's he needs to go to like the Spurs and get the playing time he deserves because I don't think Memphis is trying to give it to him. But he's a dog. And then the Warriors, Lester, I can't say his damn last name, Lester Quinones, I think I'm saying it right. That motherfucker's he's gonna get on a team. If it's not with the Warriors, he's gonna get on a team because he's a bucket. And you mentioned before he's a possible Jordan Poole play style, like whatever. I'll take it. If he stays with the Warriors, I'll take it because
I mean,
he's a dog.
when I say Jordan Poole copy, you say you take that as a bad thing. I still think it's a good thing. Again, I like Jordan Poole. I know you didn't like some of his team chemistry, which is understandable. But as far as his play style, like I think everybody kind of wants that. If he if he's more coachable than Jordan Poole, that'd be nice. But at the end of the day, the Warriors need someone like Jordan Poole, whether it's Jordan Poole or his copy. I don't care. But they still need him because CP3 ain't gonna be it. And he's still fighting against the fact that he's gonna be on the bench. So I mean, I think he's a little unrealistic on that aspect. But it is what it is, man. I mean, yeah, I would say moving on, the person that impressed me most is Jabari Smith Jr. I think he really showed out. To me he showed the clear difference between a 2 year and a rookie. That's the biggest thing. He showed the biggest difference and why 2 years shouldn't play with the rookies. I think the Rockets had just so much talent showing out that I think they've got so much going on. I don't know how they're gonna even form a team. They've got so much young talent, and I don't know what they're gonna do with everybody they got. Like, there's no way everybody can fit. They're not gonna be able to fit all 12, 13 slots on a roster without somebody getting the boot.
I agree. I agree with that. I like you said, that whole second year, people shouldn't be able to play in this because again, Keegan Murray first two games. I think the first game he put up like 20 over 25 plus, and then the second game he dropped a 40 piece, and it was just like, dude, is a bucket. Why is he playing in this shit? Let
Yep.
alone again, what are you actually observing from a scouting standpoint, watching like somebody who we already know is on a roster, force feeding, giving him the ball, telling him, or the plays are going through him to score. You're not going to get on a roster doing that. Like they want to know what you can do other than just feed the hot hand. Like that's not how you get on a NBA roster.
How
But
did
in
his
general,
how did his brother do?
his brother's okay. He's playing okay. Obviously, he's not his brother. The Keegan is definitely better. But he was drafted was it the first round? I think his brother was drafted like the end of the first round. But his brother played okay. I mean, it's what it was expected to do. It wasn't like nothing flashy. I think he's with was it Indiana he's with? I can't even remember the team he's on. But his brother been playing. I heard his name a couple times, and I did see his stats, and it's like it's basic stuff. It's nothing like, oh my god, he's gonna be good. The Thompson twins, on the other hand,
It's crazy,
fuck,
bro. I saw
bruh,
that. I think it was the alley. The fucking I forgot which one it was, but caught a damn alley and it was out of this fucking planet.
bruh, them motherfuckers is gonna be. I love their energy. As young bucks, you need to take advantage of the fact that if you have all that energy, use it. I mean, the motherfuckers got length. Again, what's the damn? Which one is the? Amin is the one
The
on the
Rockets.
Rockets. Yeah, the one for Detroit, Asur,
He,
Asar. I'm
As-
not saying his name right.
Asura is the one that did the alley on a dude.
That motherfucker, I like him. I like him. I think he's going to do what the Detroit needs him to do and be um, that versatile uh, army knife, that Swiss army knife. He's going whatever you need him to do, he's going to do. If he can't shoot that game, he's going to be able to rebound. If he can't rebound, he's going to be able to play defense and just be that energizer bunny. But both of them are like that. I think that was it was good for them to go high as they did. It was what 4 and 5. It's a reason why they was drafted back to back like that. and they both gonna be good. They both are gonna be good.
So, what do we think overall about Victor? Because I mean, we kind of touched on it, but we didn't really get to it.
Again, he's going to do what he needs to do when he's being coached by Greg Popovich. Like, don't underestimate what Greg Popovich could do for a person. Dude, he's going to be good. He's going to freaking he gonna be an all-star his first year. No, he gonna win probably rookie of the year because he gonna get the playing time. He gonna have the stats. The motherfucker could score, and he gonna play defense. Um, but he gonna be all right, man. He's gonna be good. Like everybody's counting him out already, saying his game and what you call it again. Put some muscle on him. He gonna be all right, and he's gonna get the muscle. I know everybody talking about
he don't want no muscle.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Popovich ain't playing that shit.
Skinny man.
he gonna get it. He's gonna get it. What's your take on him?
I'm still on the outs when it comes to Victor, man. I'm just on the outs because I just don't see the vision, and maybe I'm in the minority and I'm totally fine with that. I just don't. I think he's gonna be belittled at the end of the day to a defensive, forward in the paint. That's what I think he's gonna come down to. And I think what the Spurs are going to struggle with is getting talent around him in terms of, to complement him. I think you definitely need a big, strong center to complement him to be able to, kind of like what he did in that first game that dish he made in the paint. When he did a double cross and then he dropped it off into the paint to somebody. I don't know who it was. You've got to have plenty of shooters around him, but still, that's what I would do. But I just don't think the Spurs can do it. I also think he's gonna struggle again, getting the room he needs to have to get into his bag. I don't think he's gonna be able to. He'll work on it, and it'll be a lot better than what it is now. But I just don't think he'll have the room in the NBA that he needs to really get into his bag. And because of that, he's going to be belittled down to like a defensive guy in the post. And that's what he's going to be. He's going to get 5 blocks a game and be nice on that standpoint. But, we're going to see so many times where he gets gut punched getting back down into the paint. And then he's going to try to back other people down in the paint. He's like, damn, I can't do this. And, he's going to be struggling for his life. Like that Carl Anthony Towns meme with DeMarcus Cousins. Cuz is going to be struggling. And again, it's different when you're playing grown men. So I wouldn't take a lot of what you factor into Summer League. But you do when you struggle. It's all great when you're scoring cool, whatever in Summer League. But when you're struggling against other college players, or rookie, sorry, I'm tripping. That to me says something when they're on the same level. Like Kai Jones dunking on him, I'm not tripping on that because again, that's a 2-year player that was just out to embarrass that kid. But when Brandon Miller is locking him up and they're essentially have the same, time as an experience, that's when I hesitate on him. Because if you struggle like that against him, what are you going to do against somebody like Carl Anthony Towns or somebody else? Give me somebody else. Fucking Jackson Hayes for fucking... you know what I'm saying? How are you going to do against that grown men? And that's why I think he's going to struggle. He'll be great. He'll be a great shot blocker. But
didn't Brandon Miller have a shitty-ass first game, too?
No, it was okay. I thought
he played shitty. He shot horrible. He literally shot like shit the first game. I watched that first game. His first game in the Summer League, he shot like shit. And it just it's okay, or he didn't get he didn't get exposed the same way Victor did because obviously Victor has all the hype on obviously. So I understand that. But it's just it's the first game, jitters, all of that bullshit. It's Summer League. I just don't want people overreacting. That's it.
See, I'm okay with shots not going in. Shots is going shit happens. I'm fine with shots. But when physically you're going against...
It was one play. Let's stop making it seem like it was freaking the whole game Brandon Miller was strapping this motherfucker. That was not happening.
He
It was
playing
one
pretty
play,
good.
and he fouled the shit out of him. Honestly, that he was fucking just swiping down the whole fucking time. He was fucking fouling this motherfucker. But it was one play. He played good defense in a post. One play. No, let's not overreact there. Let's not.
Okay, okay. But every time he struggles, I'm gonna tag you in 6 videos on Facebook. That's what it comes down to. Every
I
time.
would be waiting. I would be waiting because it's gonna happen. Every game he ain't gonna be perfect. It's gonna happen.
I mean,
Um.
good.
Also, and speaking of blocks, I think watching him in summer league, he should have been playing anyway. But I understand because he's coming back from injury. I accept this one. Chet
Hey,
Holmgren is going to
good.
be a fucking beast.
Good.
Chet Holmgren is going to be a fucking beast. I didn't know how much defense he plays. Bruh plays so much defense, and he has a like I said a offensive bag. He's gonna be nasty with the Thunder. I'm keeping an eye on the Thunder next year. They're gonna be nasty.
I completely agree with you when it comes to Chet. I don't know why I didn't think about him in my impressive players. But to me, the clear difference between him now and him last year was that he grew up. Like you can tell in his face, he's got a little bit more facial hair. You know what I'm saying? But he's built a little bit better, and he just seems a lot more confident, like
Mm.
than the kid that he was last year. And I think that's the complete difference between a lot of 2 years and rookies. Is like you've done a lot of growing up. You had the chance to get in the weight room a little bit, and again, he just seems more confident. And everything from that's coming back from the Thunder is that this kid is working unbelievably hard, and just in the gym, on the court, and he is trying to make sure this thing works. And that's why I think he will win Rookie of the Year instead of Victor. And I'll call it now. I think either him or Scoot Henderson will win Rookie of the Year. But Chet, to me, really is he's showing that he's determined. I want to see those two go against each other because I think that's not Scoot, but Chet and Victor.
And Victor, yeah.
Because you have very similar body types and very similar situations, I guess. Because essentially Chet was the Victor of last year, if we're being honest. Not as hyped, but he was pretty hyped. So I want to see how they go against each other. I want to see how their seasons start because I think that's I think will be a tall tale of how their seasons or how their careers will go.
I'm like I said, I'm definitely gonna be watching the Thunder because I think they gonna be the kings of this year in a sense of sneaking around, having a decent record. You blinking, and it's gonna be All-Star break, and they gonna be fucking the fourth or fifth seed, and you like, yo, where the fuck did they come from? And it's gonna be like, yeah, we're here, and we ain't going nowhere. Because again, they young, they got to just build that chemistry together. They gonna be nasty. They're gonna be nasty. Just
Hey, when I,
keep your
when I
eye on the
saw
Thunder.
when I saw Chet with the little mustache and like the little Picasso piece on his chin, bro, I was like, this man, he been working, son. He been
Bruh,
working.
it was the chin hair for me. He had like a little stubby under there. I was like, go ahead, chin.
That's a little Picasso piece, bro. That's a little
Yeah,
Picasso piece. That's what he got, man.
bruh,
Bruh.
bruh. Well, I mean, you've been injured the whole last year. So again, when you're injured, you're rehabbing. What else are you doing? Yeah, you're shooting a ball like at the end of your rehab, but you're putting on weight because you're in the weight room. You're literally trying to get physically your foot back because it was his foot because damn LeBron stepped on his shit or cracked his foot. It
The
was
floor, first off, the floor was wet because the gym didn't have a fucking AC unit,
oh my
and
god.
everybody was fucking slipping. So don't blink. All right, I'm turning the hat around. I'm turning the hat around, cuz. All right. First off, the floor was wet and they had severe issues.
The floor was wet. Okay.
They didn't have an AC unit and like 10,000 people in one fucking gym that they couldn't even support. Like I'm sure the damn firefighters should have been called because they fucking broke so many rules for fucking the building inspection. Like Brad, it's not LeBron's fault. First off, don't blame it on LeBron.
LeBron, big at 6'8", 250 ass, landed on my man's foot, and he cracked his foot, bro.
It's not my
LeBron
fault that
ain't.
Chet's made out of paper mache. Like what the fuck? Cut.
One land after him, Chet, like doing a flyby swipe, and LeBron yammed it and landed, or he tried to lay it up, I think, and he landed on my man's foot. And he said, "Ah, shit, what the fuck is happening?" And then my man couldn't walk a whole year. But like I said, he gonna come back
like
better.
a mozzarella stick. Chill out. I don't wear nothing. Don't blame me on LeBron.
Well, I bet you when he played LeBron this year, he gonna be like, "All right, remember you took me out for a whole season?" And he gonna send his shit. Watch. Watch. I'm gonna tag you in it when that shit happen too.
Hey, turn your light on. Turn your light on for your face, because you gonna be mad dark in the clips.
That's crazy.
I didn't want to interrupt your point before. Fucking
damn sunlight, fucking
Chet.
Damn sunlight coming in and out of this damn room.
You gotta get some. What do you call it? Blackout curtains. I get you right. They like $20. All right. So with that being said, before we go to commercial from our sponsor, we want to talk about our streaming schedule. Every Thursday, at 7:00, unless we have to make an adjustment like this week, which is why we're doing it on a Saturday afternoon, or is it afternoon? I guess either way.
Morning, noonish.
Yeah, brunch. We're having our brunch podcast with no brunch. But yeah, so every Thursday at 7:00, make sure you come check us out. We are working hard on this podcast, and we're making things happen. We're slowly getting better, so I hope you guys join us on the journey. Again, we're streaming Kick, YouTube Live, 7:00 every Thursday. And with that being said, we have a commercial from our sponsor, DREADSOCK. If you have locks or just have a protective hairstyle, make sure you check them out. Instagram page is popping. With that being said, check this commercial out. All right, we are back from commercial from DREADSOCK, our lovely sponsor. Again, check the Instagram page out. Check the website out, www.dreadsock.com. Make sure you put in an order, and if you can, tell them we sent you. We'll be getting a promo code soon enough. So with that being said, the NFC South, one of the worst divisions out here, and it's very depressing that we have to talk about, but we want to give you the content that you deserve. But this is such a bad. I'm not gonna be mean to. No, I'm gonna be mean to these teams. I hate
this division.
Yeah, I hate this division, to be honest with you. It is. I would say it's the worst division in football this year, in my opinion. But we're going to go team by team. So, the first team... Who do you think is going to be... Well, okay, I'll say who's going to be worst. Panthers. Panthers, the worst team in the NFC South.
What the fuck are you waiting for?
Well, I was debating. I'm still going back and forth between some. But yes, the Panthers are the worst team in the NFC South. And for reference, if you want to hate us, I'm from North Carolina. Trey spent a lot of years in North Carolina. How do you want to phrase that?
I
don't come from North Carolina, bro.
I claim it.
There you go. He is repping North Carolina. And with that being said, the Panthers are in for a pure beating this year. Poor Bryce is about to get his ass tore up. So, yeah, what do you think about this Panthers team?
I do think they're the worst team in this division. I think they have a few bright spots to look forward to. on defense. I think their defensive ends is they have a good pass rush. But again, it's just their receiving core is obviously shitty. Adding Adam Thielen, old ass, ain't gonna do shit. Um, Again, you trying to get something for Bryce Young, trying to give him some kind of receiving help. That ain't going they didn't succeed in doing that this offseason. I don't even know who their running back is. Well, no. The guy from that back.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, they did get Miles Sanders actually.
Yep.
Huh.
They got rid
I
of
think he's
Foreman.
overrated and he's ass. I'm not
They
gonna
got
hold you.
they got rid of Foreman. He went to Chicago.
That was where they fucked up at because I liked him. After they got rid of McCaffrey last year, I think their running game was one. It was actually consistent and good, and they fucked that up. They got Miles Sanders, and I don't think Miles Sanders is good. I think he was overrated because he was of his line in Philly and their run game in Philly. Um, so I think they're going to be. I just think their offense is going to be just out of whack and just trash. Like they're going to have the worst offense this year.
Anything else?
Um, Again, it's rebuilding stage. It's just try to get another high pick and see what if you could win a game or two for the fans in North Carolina, have fun. But that's it.
How do you feel about Bryce and how his season will go?
Again, I think he's going to show flashes the same way I feel like Justin Fields did last year. He's going to show flashes of why he was picked number one. Again, I just don't think they have enough pieces around him to for him to show his full potential. But he's going to have flashes where it's just like, all right, this guy can actually be a good quarterback or a great quarterback in this league. So it's just a matter of building a team around him. But I do think he's going to have a good year statistically. Like I can see him throwing for 20 and pick wise. He gonna have high picks, but it's not going to be on him. It's going to be
20
on
and
like
20 and 15, 20 and 12.
oh yeah, I was gonna say 20 and 11. I could say 20 and 11.
So I think the Carolina Panthers hired Frank Reich as their coach. And just like he drove the Colts into oblivion pretty much, and they're on the rebound now, he is going to drive these Panthers, even though they're already a terrible team, he's going to drive them even worse. And if you thought he did a bad job with Carson Wentz the several times he had him as a quarterback, or Matt Ryan last year, or whoever else they wanted to throw as the Colts quarterback in last year, he is gonna. Well, I mean, Bryce was gonna be fucked up anyway, but Bryce is gonna have such a hard season. I see him. They have a decent offensive line for the Panthers, more of a running, protective offensive line, but they are going to struggle so much. And I'm a big thing on the Bryce being too small. It is what it is. He is. I 100% believe it. I feel like you have certain exceptions like Russell Wilson and Drew Brees, but outside of that, it's not a good sign for him. And I feel like he's going to get hurt. He looks so small. I mean, you got Kyler Murray, but even Kyler Murray struggles. And this man runs faster than most smaller QBs. So I think Bryce is just going to struggle. They don't have the receivers to really help out. They got rid of their number one receiver and more. And now, again, they have Adam Thielen and they have, what's the kid? He'd been there for a few years. Came from Terrence Marshall. What's his Terrence? Yeah, it's Terrence Marshall, right? Or Terrence?
I forgot what I'm talking about. But I know who you're talking about though. I do know who you're talking about.
Panthers. Yeah, Terrence Marshall. You got Terrence Marshall. You have DJ Chark. They're all of these guys are B-list, worse than mid-tier receivers. And so he's not going to have a lot to really go to. They have a decent tight end that they got last year. But at the end of the day, I mean, and even this Panthers defense last year showed flashes, but when you get a couple injuries and they're so thin that they can't keep up throughout the entire season. So it's just not a good outlook for the Panthers. And again, they don't have any receivers, and they got a rookie quarterback. So that's not a good look. So yeah, and the truth is they didn't build. This is where the Panthers went wrong. They didn't build the team and then get the quarterback. They got the quarterback and trying to build the team as they got the quarterback. And that's not going to work out well because essentially the quarterback isn't going to have time to grow. Bryce is going to struggle because the whole team essentially is in a rebuild. And so you're trying to find out what your quarterback is in the middle of rebuilding your team. That's not going to happen. So now he's trying to use these receivers, but like if we're being honest, next year it's going to be an entirely different receiving core. That's why your team is going to struggle. But I mean, the good bright spot is they do have a good offensive line, so they'll be all right. Miles Sanders, I'm not sure how good he'll do with them. If I had to guess, he'll probably have some injury struggles early on in the season, and be spotty. He'll be in and out the lineup, and they'll be playing with their second and third string running backs. And again, that will set up another struggle for Bryce to really have a good rookie season. So,
Charlotte. You'll get your time to shine again. I know y'all are still stuck on the Cam Newton days, but you'll have your chance. You'll get your chance again.
You won't catch me at a fucking Panthers game. Promise you that. Yeah. I do have a couple friends with like apartments like right there at the stadium. Like literally, if you look down from the apartments, you
probably watch the game type shit.
Yeah, they watched the like Luke Holmes concert from their fucking balcony. That's
fire.
But
that's fire.
That was But yeah. So who do you think is the second worst team?
I'm gonna go Falcons. I would go Falcons. I think the Falcons. I'm glad they're finally going to go with Desmond and give him his fucking chance to see what he can do. I like Riddler. I think he's going to be good. You got him a running back, and Bijan, I ain't gonna hold you. I think the motherfucker's overrated as fuck. Because they call this motherfucker like the best running back prospect since goddamn Adrian Peterson type shit. And I'm just like, whoa, can we chill the fuck out, please? Like, chill out. I believe he's good, but they talking like he a top 5 running back right now. Like, the dude didn't even rush the ball yet. Get a motherfucker a chance. I think he's overrated as shit, but I'm hoping this solidifies their offense moving forward. You got your quarterback, you got your running back. Hopefully it works out for both of them, and now you can start working on just putting a supporting cast around them. I do like what they did on defense. They was able to what safety just went there? I think that was a steal. Who the hell just went there? It was a safety.
Didn't they turn Neal, Canoe Neal or whatever? No, he left. He been left. I don't know who went.
Damn.
They got a new cornerback. They traded for. Remember, from
who?
Hold on, I'll tell you. We probably
Jesse Bates. That's who they just got. They was able to sign Jesse Bates again. He is the top
for 1 year, right?
Yeah, but he gonna resign with them. I think if they have a decent year or he likes just the being there and seeing what they're able to build around, they was able to steal him away from Cincinnati. So I do think that was a steal. They got decent corners, like you was just stating. So I do think necessarily it's just a matter of putting it all together. Not keeping the defense on the field for a long time. So again, that's going to be on the offense to just kind of keep a steady pace or to again produce in a way and be effective. I don't necessarily like their line. I think the offensive line is like shaky in a way, but again, lean on Bijan.
The cornerback I was referring to that the Falcons have, they traded for Jeff Okudah from the Lions. Plus, they have AJ Terrell, and so they're. Okuda struggled a little bit with the Lions, but I think with him being a number 2 behind AJ Terrell, I think we'll give them a chance to be a decent defense. They're still going to struggle. They're going to struggle really hard when it comes to run defense, and just they're going to struggle in general. But Ritter, I thought they made the one great move they made from last year was that they didn't start Ritter or put him in front last year because they knew their offensive line was so trash that they were like, we're just going to pay Mariota to get thrashed all season. And then next year when we, improve our offensive line, then we'll put Ritter out there. And so that I think was a brilliant move. Unfortunately for Mariota, but and then let Ritter also, gain experience from having a veteran in that locker room with him and Mariota. They're developing him pretty good. So we're gonna see what he is. I mean, they have amazing offensive weapons when it comes to Kyle Pitts. You got Bijan Robinson at your running back position. And I'll tell you right now, Bijan Robinson is a very similar situation to Leonard Fournette coming out of college, that everybody hyped him up a lot. Even myself, I hyped him up a lot. He is Leonard Fournette with being able to catch passes, essentially. Leonard Fournette struggled with some injuries, so it is what it is. But similar build in Leonard Fournette, similar games too. But again, I'm on the same page. I think Bijan Robinson is very overrated. I'll give him a chance. If he starts out hot, then I might jump on the train. But I don't think it will work like that. Especially in order for this offense to have success, they have to be a good pass first offense. They can't be. Last year they struggled so much because they were forcing Mariota to do these quarterback runs, without any reads with them, and they were doing a lot of 2 tight end formations that just created a boring offense, and that's why Kyle Pitts struggled, because he's better when he's out wide as a receiver, or hell, even if he's in the slot, just running routes, just in general. But they had this man run blocking and doing simple play action, passes. That's play action plays. And so he struggled a lot last year, and then he got hurt, and so he was out. So this Falcons team is probably still going to be trash, because I think Ritter needs some more time to develop, or he's just not the guy. Either way, they're going to struggle, and that defense is going to be trash. And also, fuck the Falcons, man. The Falcons have the worst fan base on the planet. The Falcons are such shit of a fan base. They are probably some of the worst fans I've ever met in my life. I'm probably going to clip this because I want you guys to know how much I hate you guys. But you guys deserve to be 27-3 3 times over, okay? And I hope you guys wake up and think about that Super Bowl every day of the week. Because you guys are going to struggle again. I do want Drake London to do great, though. Besides that, fuck you guys. But Drake London, I hope he only had 1 touchdown last year, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I think he had 1 touchdown. And so you guys need to get him, more goal line touches, and inside the 20. You guys really need to lean on him a lot more than what you did last year. But hopefully, you guys fucking lose, because I hate you guys. So there you go. That's how I think you do.
It's the fuck you for me part. That shit is funny.
Fuck the Falcons, bruh. Fuck the Falcons fans. They're literally the worst fan base I've ever. Shit. They'll get a 1 win 1 week, and just they're almost worse than Cowboys fans. Damn near.
That's crazy.
They are up there for that. They'll get one. They'll get 1 win, and they're just oh, we're the best. Full force, and just talk about it all fucking week, and then cry when other teams try to be happy for themselves. But besides the point, whatever.
He said, "Get your fucking longest yard mean machine jerseys the fuck out of here." That's what he
Exactly.
said.
Ugly ass jerseys. Pretty ass stadium, I give you that. Fucking, you got strippers in your stadium, cuz that is amazing. But like,
Oh
besides
shit!
that,
Who you got? Who you got as the number two? Who you got as the
you
number two?
the second best team in the NFL. I mean, not NFL in the NFC South. I think it's clear that it's the Buccaneers. I think it has to be. Um, I think the Buccaneers are going to struggle too because you guys, the NFC South is one of the worst. Again, one of the worst divisions in this league. But the Bucks are going to struggle because they don't have a fucking quarterback. It's fuck Baker Mayfield. His ass is going to come out hot,
No,
talking his
no
hot
faith
shit.
in Baker. No
Yeah,
faith in
fuck
Baker.
Baker. Okay, he shaved his facial hair off too. Now he looks like a fucking perv. But he's gonna come out. He's gonna be saying all the right things about how this is a fresh start for him, and all this. This is exactly how it's gonna play out. He's gonna talk. I'm a great teammate. I want to be, and then he's gonna have a good game, one good game, and then he's gonna really start talking his shit, and then it's gonna be downhill for there, and that's a habit that is gonna continue for the rest of his life. And he's just not that guy. He wants to be, but he's not. So it's poor Baker Mayfield. They do believe in Trask there, but not that much. The coaching staff believes in Trask. This is why they kept him for the last couple of years, and they hope that Tom Brady somehow transferred his wisdom and knowledge and talent and everything into Trask by touching him and being in the same fucking room. That's not going to happen. And that the teammates don't believe in any of these quarterbacks, and they went to these camps, and they're seeing how terrible that these guys are throwing, and now they're reaching out to Tom Brady, begging him to come back, in text saying how bad they really need him and how bad he needs to come out of retirement, and that's how much they don't believe in these two quarterbacks, and that's exactly where they're going to struggle. And if they had a quarterback, I would put this as the best team in this division, but because they don't, we saw it last year that the rest of the players kind of checked out. Levante David was playing like a fucking scrub because essentially they didn't have a chance to go to the playoffs, and that's what this team is built for, the playoffs. But because they don't have a chance, because they don't have a leader at the quarterback position, they're just gonna dip out pretty much. Their head isn't going to be there, just like it wasn't at the end of last season. And like they knew, even with Tom Brady, they were like, we're probably not going to win the championship. And so the defense kind of checked out last year, and it's going to be the same thing this year, but it's going to be right from the start. And that team is just like, they have great players at damn near every position, but because they know they don't have a chance to even make the playoffs, they're just going to be checked out, and they're not going to play as good as what they would. Good.
I'm gonna disagree with you completely.
As far as what?
Everything. I think they're going to. I have them winning this division. I think Baker is on his last and final chance to prove that he can be a starting quarterback in this league, which gives him a chip on his shoulder. After being booted to Los Angeles, the Rams last year, and him having a decent season under Sean McVay when he got there, even though their season was over already, and him kind of still proving that he can be a quarterback, even if it's a backup. I think now he gets his one chance again of being a starter. I don't think he's going to fuck it up. I think Baker, he's proven, he showed me last year playing with the Rams that, again, and with at the time no receivers, Cup wasn't playing, none of that shit. I do think he was able to show, if you put a team around me, I can be a starting quarterback. And now that he has his back against the wall, it's either you're going to be a starting quarterback, or you're going to be Marcus Mariota Jr. And I think he knows that this is his last chance to be a starting quarterback. I think he has the confidence in himself to to be a starting quarterback. I think he has the skills to do it, and he's going to show it. He needed a team. He needed a receiving core. He had, like you pretty much, you said it earlier. They have good players at each position, so it's not the team. It's literally just you. He just got to go out there and prove it. Before I was against Baker, but again, he showed me last year that he can be a starting quarterback in this league. So I think he's going to be decent. I got the Buccaneers winning this division. I'm not going to say it's by a big margin, no. But I do have them winning this division. But again, I can see why you're not a believer in Baker. I respect it. I respect it.
Let the Baker thing go, man. Like I feel like the only reason why this man even is in the league because they're still wanting that first pick that teams the Browns never really got. Like even with at his best, okay, at his best, what's his best ratio? I'm gonna look this up.
His TD ratio, his TD to Intel.
Baker.
He has too much swag not to be.
Hold
good.
up, no, shut the. You can't quantify fucking swag. Okay, his best ratio he ever had was his rookie season, 27-14. I'm gonna read these numbers off because we're gonna go down the 27-14 in 2018, 22-21 in 2019, 26-8. Okay, you say that's his best ratio in Cleveland in 2020. That was COVID year. 2020, not as an excuse. I'm just giving fucking context. All right, his last year in Cleveland, 17-13, 6-6 in Carolina, and 4-2. Well, yeah, he played for both of them last year. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. First off, he's never had more than 30 touchdowns. He's never even touched 30 touchdowns in this league. And he does throw a lot of. I think his person. Okay, he plays the quarterback position as the perfect. The way he plays is equivalent to his personality. It's very sparky, a very chip on his shoulder, and because of that, it's almost he telegraphs what he's gonna do, and that's why he throws so many interceptions. Like he's down. He's like, okay, we're gonna get him this time. But like they kind of know where you're at because he gives it away. His facial expressions give it away. He can't help but his personality to come out, and so it hurts him as being a quarterback. And I'm not gonna go too hard because obviously, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't truly believe that you think Baker Mayfield is gonna be a good quarterback this year. Like there's no way. Like you go too hard on a lot of other quarterbacks. Like I feel like you're about to go hard on Derek Carr coming up, but I'm gonna hold out on that. So you're gonna go hard on him, but you're not gonna go as hard on Baker Mayfield, which is a contradiction in itself.
I think the team is better. Again, I'm not just. I know the quarterbacks in this division are like you're like, oh, what the fuck? What are we talking about? Mm-hmm. But I think the team again
as a group effort.
I think the team, the Bucks, are a better team than the Saints. I do. That's why I have them winning. That's again, it's not just the quarterback situation. I think the team, the Buccaneers, have a better, like you said, their positions. If you go by who has better what at that position, I think the Bucks have a better players than the Saints do. As well as I don't believe in the coaching and on the Saints neither.
Yeah, who is the Saints coach, bro? I'm sure, bro.
I don't know. Actually, that's a great question because I really don't even know. Off the top of my head.
Dennis Allen.
The guy from
Vikings, I think he.
Yeah.
Or maybe his dad.
In general, though, which leads us to your number one would be the Saints.
So you have them in reverse order? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have the Bucks 1, Saints 2, and then again we know 3 and 4. I don't believe in Derek Carr, as you said. I absolutely right. I don't believe in him. I think he's more fucking risky pick wise than damn Baker is. I think he's willing to, if it's a fucking double coverage, he like, I'm that guy. I'm gonna make sure I'm that guy. I'm gonna throw this shit into fucking double coverage because I'm that guy. Baker don't carry himself that way. Derek Carr does, and that's his fucking
What?
problem.
No,
Derek
the
Carr
Baker
does.
does carry himself like that.
Derek Carr definitely does. And again, I mean, I'm glad he left my division because he was the worst quarterback in that division. I don't think they think there was a quarterback away from making the playoffs or winning that their division. I don't. I'm just not a believer in them. I don't think they even have an identity offensively. Um, they got to again. I don't even like their defensive core. The people say their defense is legit or it's top notch. I just think I just don't like the Saints. I'm not gonna hold you. I just don't like them. I think their fans are the shittiest. Oh my god, you Louisiana freaking people are the fucking worst when it comes to this shit. The motherfuckers is they win one game and it's we're going to the Super Bowl. I like I said that's they're like the Cowboys people. Oh my god, like shut up, y'all win one game, y'all going to the Super Bowl. You, they're annoying as fuck. I don't like them. I don't like the Saints. Plain and simple.
Hey, the food is amazing though. The food is amazing. New Orleans is probably one of my favorite vacations I've ever took. Yeah, that's why I went after we got married. We went to New Orleans, and that was really nice. But besides that, I feel like the way you feel about Baker Mayfield, I feel about Derek Carr. I do. I feel like this is truly his last chance. I mean, he'll probably play. If things go bad this year, he'll still probably play a couple years. But I feel like this is his chance to really be a professional quarterback. Like this is it for him if it doesn't work out. Just because of his time with the Raiders, like he likes to say he gave his life and his blood, sweat, and tears to the Raiders, but like the Raiders could care fucking less, just because of the lack of success that they had. Um, and I mean, granted, the Raiders' leadership and front office were just trash. Like the whole time he was there, just very unstable ownership and front office management, I guess. And so he's going to one of the more stable franchises in the league as far as the front office. Um, and so, with that being said, I mean, I think he'll have a good season. I think it will still go very somewhat similar to his performances with the Raiders, which isn't that great, but I mean, I think he'll do good enough just to get into the playoffs. He has a better defense this year than he did with the Raiders, and that's a fucking fact. And so, with that being said, I mean, I just think he'll play a lot better. I mean, he has Michael Thomas, who's healthy back from injury now, who was at the time a top 10 receiver. You have Chris Olave, who's popping off like a fucking firework, and truly one of the best young receivers in the game. He showed that last year with a much worse quarterback. So, I give if they did what they did last year, or if they improve upon what they did last year, they'll be just fine. And I think Derek Carr would be that guy. I think he would have to play really bad for them not to make the playoffs. If that is, then it's probably the end of Derek Carr's career because everybody's looking at the Saints team as if this is your time. So you have a team pretty much already built. He's just got to come in and play. They don't need you to be the hoorah leader. They don't need you to cry in front of the media saying how hard you work, anything like that. You just got to get it done. And I think he's more likely to get. I believe in Derek Carr more than I believe in Baker, just based on pure numbers, and just where they are in their careers. So, I do agree with you though. The Bucks as a team, talent wise and on paper, are a better team. But I think the Saints with Derek Carr kind of filling in a spot that just was needed in an already pre-built team. And the fact that he's just better than Baker, I think will get them to the playoffs. And so, that's what I'm hoping for. And that's
I
what I
don't even
think.
think they have an identity offensively. Their
What do you
coach is
mean?
defensive minded, and Dennis Allen. Their offensive coordinator is he's pretty much been there that this whole time under Sean Payton and shit like that. So they kept the same offensive coordinator. Um, but in a sense of I don't understand how you had an offensive minded coach and it's kind of in Josh McDaniels, and that didn't work out. You would think that would work out because again, you have an offensive minded coach. He's more of a pass first play style, and now you go to New Orleans, and you got somewhat of a decent offense around you. It's not bad. You have decent offense around you, but again, I just don't think he has his own philosophy or system that works for him. I think it's just you just plug him in and just say, all right, this is the system and run with it. He's like, okay. Like, no, that's not how that shit works. Every quarterback has their own style and is adapt to their style. He doesn't even have that, in my opinion. It's just kind of a plug-in guy. And again, that's why he ain't been able to do shit the last however long he's been in the fucking league. I just think
Well,
he's overrated. I just think he's overrated. And I mean, again, I think he has a fucking cannon. Like he could throw the bitch, but again, he's too risky. He's too risky.
Well, I think he's risky. I think there's a consistency aspect. Like for example, he'll struggle in like there's most quarterbacks you can kind of see or understand why they might struggle, like based on is the offensive line playing bad, whatever, whatever. For him, that's why I do hesitate a little bit is because of the consistency aspect, and there's no clear reason why he would struggle. Now, last year, Waller wasn't playing at all, and you had short shit, the slot receiver. What's his name?
Renfro.
Yeah, Hunter Renfro was hurt for majority of the season. So essentially, all they had was Devontae Adams, which is a great weapon to have if you have nothing else. But again, I don't think they set him up for success. From what I've been told, not trying to do like anonymous sources, but Josh McDaniels only set him up pretty much because he wanted his people, which is why they got Jimmy G from their time with the Patriots. That's why they brought in so many other Patriots players or slash just players that he's played with before, and that he wanted Derek Carr out. Period. So I think he's because Derek Carr was there before Josh McDaniels got there. So I think he's in a position to where the Saints went out and got him. So he is their guy essentially. And on top of that, you don't really have to worry. The pressure of not being on the Raiders there and making it work is pretty much gone, right? Because you're with the Saints now. New start, you're there again, and not the Renfro. The problem with the Raiders last year was they had a good offense, but their defense kept blowing fucking leads. Like the Raiders would have leads, and then that fucking defense was so bad that they would just get scorched. Like I remember, it was 3-4 different times they were up with like by 10 points or something like that going into the fourth, and the defense fucking let the other team come back every single time.
Yeah.
So I think you have a defense that won't be like that, and which Derek Carr is not guilt free, because essentially for a team to come back in the fourth quarter, that means you didn't put up any points either too. So I'm not forgiving him. I just think there are no excuses anymore. So we finally really get to see what it is. You can't blame the Raiders organization anymore. You can't blame the coaching staff. This is essentially it, and you are the common denominator. And if this team plays bad this year, then it's you. So I do believe just in him more than I do Baker. But like I'm talking like I think Derek Carr is like middle of the pack type quarterback. Does that make sense?
Understood. Yeah.
And I see Baker as 5th or 7th worst from the bottom, I guess is the best way to put it. Like so that's how I view him. Now I think Derek Carr has a position to really like bump himself up to be a top 10 quarterback if he does great this year.
Got you.
You know, if he goes, okay? Let's look at his numbers real quick. Derek Carr stats. All right. So I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm looking at it, bro, he's got very similar, not as bad stats as Baker, but I mean it's right there. Like for 21-12, his best season was 32-13, 28-6, 22-13, 19-10, 21-8, 27-9, 23-14, 24-14. So his average is like a real 23 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. This is very Baker Mayfield like numbers. So I mean, like, what he really does get, where he does beat Baker at, as far as having like 4,000 yard seasons and higher 3,000 yard seasons. So he can get the ball up and down.
Baker got the swag though. You feel me?
What swag does Baker have? Okay.
He has the swag. Derek Carr is just like a plain date.
Bagel, a plain bagel. He's a plain bagel.
No jelly, no nothing. It's just like, here, take it, eat it. Nah.
God, man. Either way, I think we all agree that this division is going to be bad, and it doesn't matter who out of these teams, unless Kyle Trask is like the best fucking quarterback on the planet next year, and we just didn't know it. None of these teams are going to have a chance to win the Super Bowl, and they're probably going to lose in the first. Best case is they lose in the second round. All of these teams. Am I right?
Agreed. Fucking agreed.
I mean, it's the shit of I would say all these teams are essentially like downtown Atlanta. They're just shitty place. Just the gays. I'm just playing like stuff. All right. The last subject we're going to talk about is Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Because this is not. I'm looking in the camera. Okay, this is not just a football and basketball podcast. Okay, we do UFC, we do boxing, and anything that is actually important. Not baseball. Okay, or golf. Okay, so we are more than just basketball and football. Okay, we do fighting sports.
And if you're worth being mentioned in this other sport called baseball, like fucking Ohtani, you're the fucking GOAT. That's it. That's the only baseball talk I ever wanted to say.
So he's about the only person we ever talk about in fucking baseball. Okay, because that's about it. So yeah. So Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. No one else is important about baseball. Let's talk about baseball. What is wrong with baseball? Why is the fan base withering away?
It's just too many motherfuckers. It's just
and then not only that, it's too many motherfuckers, and then like some motherfuckers we don't know that are in Puerto Rico right now and the Dominican Republic.
on the AAA team that could come up tomorrow, and next thing you know, he's the fucking divine. Why was he there? And it's just like, yeah, it's too many people. Like, again, I watch it. A White Sox fan, if you haven't noticed, that's why I wear all these. I got damn near every White Sox color fitted just because I fuck with the White Sox. We suck ass, but I fucks with them. And they just, yeah, I mean, I keep up. I try to keep up with it, but we don't talk about it much just due to the fact it's too many people to keep up with, and I can't keep up.
Leave the Discord and come right back. Your shit is like being weird. It could be mine, but hopefully it's just yours. If not, we'll just end this podcast early. All right, talk. See what happens.
Say something.
All right, I think we're back. I think we're good. I think you didn't have to leave. I think it was just straight on. But yeah, I mean, it's just, the game's just too slow. Like, it's just fuck baseball, man. Like, there's no person. Well, I'm not gonna say there's no person on this because I like the black dude from I think Atlanta Braves, the one with he be wearing chains and shit.
Acuna.
Is this? No, not him. Is the black dude.
Oh. You said from
He's
Atlanta.
still he's still maybe he doesn't play for Atlanta, but like he still's like crazy bases and shit. Like he is like fucking fast as shit. He wears
I don't know
chains
who the
and
fuck you talking about.
he does the like
That's every baseball player, dude. All
no
of them
no
wear
no I'm talking
chains.
about big fucking chains, bro. Like he don't do like the simple shit. Like hold on, man. I'm gonna go ahead. Tyson Fury versus I'll send you a picture later. But yeah, Tyson
Tyson
Fury.
Fury's the favorite. We all know, and because of that, I'm going with the fucking underdog.
Go ahead. Give why. Come on. Come on.
I mean, I'm not really a big fan of this whole.
Fake
Uh,
boxing.
yeah, I'm not a fan of the freaking mix matching of UFC versus boxers shit. I'm not. I think that shit is dead, and it's just more of a clout thing. Um, I can't stand it. It's like watching YouTubers fight for publicity at this point, and it's just like, why do they keep doing it? Again, it is a money maker because people actually talk about it as we are right now, and people pay to watch this. But I'm not a fan of it. I think it's overrated in my book. But again, I'm Fury's the favorite. We all understand. We know why he's the favorite. I just like the underdog. I always go for the underdog. So, who you got winning?
Uh, I don't want Tyson Fury to win. Only because, like, I want to see the UFC guys win. Because I'm more of a fan of UFC than boxing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, I want to see Francis hit him with a crazy shot. But we all know that even if he knocks him out, like, Tyson Fury is just going to get up like the fucking Undertaker, like he did against old dude. And just dung and like fucking sit up and like fucking come back and obliterate them. Like I think it's gonna be all cool and fun and games until Tyson Fury gets pissed. Like until
Mm.
Ngannou really hits him with a shot that's like, okay, we're really fucking boxing this time, and then he's gonna go off on him. I think that what gives Francis Ngannou the edge is Francis is such a likable guy because he's like this harmless like little teddy bear until he like punches the fuck out of you, and like even then he's such a nice guy. Like his because he's got like broken English, like no one really understands what the fuck he's saying, and like he's just a very gentle giant. And so I don't know. I'm still excited to see this. I'd rather see this than a fucking what's his name the white kid that's been boxing. The streamer, what's his name? Why am I struggling right now?
Paul.
Yeah, fucking Logan Paul. I'd rather see this match than Logan Paul fucking fight. Just because I know this is gonna be, a legit, boxing match.
Mm.
Unlike his fake shit, where he promotes it and he's in control of promotion and the entire thing. Yeah, but I do want to see Francis get a good ass shot in though. If I see that, I'll be happy, and to me, that's a win for Francis. But then after this, it's kind of like, where does Francis go? Because he's not gonna win, so most people aren't gonna want to see him box again unless it's against Logan Paul or something like that. But I mean, even still,
Yeah.
he's out of his weight class, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like you're not signed to UFC anymore. So what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna lose this, and then there's nothing else to do. So,
Probably why he's
I
doing
I think that's
it.
the yeah I think that's the bigger story because he's not gonna continue to box because there's not gonna be any interest in seeing the loser who's the loser gonna be boxing next. It's not gonna be any interest. So, my prediction is that not for the fight because Tyson Fury's gonna win, but uh, my prediction is that Francis goes back begging for after he gets his $8 million payday. He goes back
Mm-hmm.
begging to Dana White for a UFC contract, and I think that gives the UFC plenty of leverage, and that we finally get a John Jones Francis Ngannou fight that everybody has been begging for. And that's gonna be. I'm way more excited for that, even though John Jones is gonna beat the shit out of him. But I'm more excited about that. So essentially, this Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury is just a stepstone towards Francis Ngannou versus Jones, and that's what I'm excited for. We're one more step back towards that. So yeah, Tyson Fury is gonna win, and I don't know. I'm always more excited about the heavyweights fighting than I am, the little bitty guys. So I think we're gonna get some big shots in. I think Francis might shock some people if he gets a good shot in. I think he can really shock some people as far as his power and what it might do to Tyson Fury. But again, he still has no chance. So that's where I'm at. Do you got a final message before we head up?
No.
What the fuck? Like you just like set it up with the and then nothing. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Nothing.
You're good. With that being said, let me make sure we didn't miss anything. I don't think we did.
That's everything on my list.
All right. Before we go, make sure you guys watch the full long-term content on YouTube. This will probably be up tonight. I think I'll put it up tonight. We'll see. Or tomorrow morning. Make sure you watch the long form content on YouTube and Spotify. We are international. We are everywhere. And yeah, so like I said, there's another week down. Sorry for the late episode, guys. We'll still be back on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Talking about another NFL division and whatever else comes up. Hopefully somebody get fucking traded or signed, whatever.
Something. We're also going to talk about the Netflix series.
Yes, we are gonna watch that quarterback Netflix series. I don't know if I can get through all 8 episodes. They're like an hour each. I'm gonna try. I'll probably watch an episode each night, and hopefully whatever it is, we'll talk about it as much as we can. And that quarterback series produced by Peyton Manning and his production team. We're gonna talk about that next week. Talking about the difference between Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. And so that's what's coming. Make sure you turn into full YouTube video and Spotify. This week was the best week for our social media. Things really popped off. Super happy about that. Things are really getting it rolling. And so yeah.
Keep liking, motherfuckers.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to pick on the fucking captions for the little videos, go fuck yourself. So you're probably Falcons fans anyway, and your life sucks. Or you're from fucking
or Saints,
or Saints fans, or you're probably from what was it? Where's that kid from? Not Australia, New Zealand. You're probably from New Zealand. Fucking kumquat. So yeah. So with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Again, this is episode 8 of the Nuff Said podcast. We out.